Hey, what's that movie where Ryan Reynolds is a pedophile and everybody's just totally cool with it?
Waiting. Oh, was I supposed to wait?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Haven't seen that in forever.
Sorry.
Do you like movies?
Collect your whole crew, Ben Collin and Nels got some movie buff news. It came out in 97, didn't get any better. Well, let's check anyways, I haven't seen that in forever.
Welcome into episode 14 of Haven't Seen That in Forever.
1-4.
Yeah. Today we're going to talk about 2005's raunchy comedy Waiting.
Oh, boy.
I thought you were going to make us wait for it.
No.
I already screwed up the intro. So let's not do it again.
So I have a question, and
boy.
I think it is pivotal on to how you view and whether you enjoy this movie or not. Have you ever worked in a restaurant before?
Yeah.
Go for it. Tell us.
Oh, it was a very short stint working at Bob Evans as a waiter when I was like 14 or 15.
Seems young to be a waiter.
It was Ohio.
Were you allowed to serve booze, though?
It was Bob Evans. We served juice, coffee, and milk.
I guess I'm not that familiar.
I don't know Bob Evans.
It's an old person's breakfast spot. Okay. But you don't know. It's like a Denny's.
Okay.
Or an
But-
IHOP.
No,
Okay.
no little mimosas on the side or something?
Not when I worked there. And I have not been to a Bob Evans in probably 25 years.
Even for the silver sneakers hour?
I don't own silver sneakers.
Well, they sneak in mimosas.
Yeah.
Did y'all get into shenanigans at all? Or
I was there for, like I said, a very brief time.
Okay.
I hated it. Restaurant work was not for me.
Gotcha.
Colin?
I definitely have. I started in middle school. I worked at a tropical smoothie cafe.
Where are the child labor laws where you people live?
I mean, this was in Tennessee, so they're probably non-existent.
God.
I was probably like 14, 15 when I started. I worked there for like 2 years on and off, like not throughout the school year, but like summer, fall, spring kind of thing. Like breaks and stuff. I worked in the kitchen and did smoothies there. I then in college, I worked as a like bartender for hire for a lot of private parties.
Is that like wet work?
In a way.
Bartender for
Like,
hire.
just like for private parties, like where like you'd be like hosting, I don't know, like 80 people like at a pretty, snazzy event. You don't need a full catering staff. You just need a good bartender or two. And I would do that kind of stuff for hire. I then worked for catering restaurants. Outside of college, I started bartending and serving full time for a little bit in multiple restaurants, back and forth from like fine dining to Japanese Asian fusion to sushi, sandwich shops. I've been all over. So
Were you a sushi chef?
I know how to make sushi. They learned. They let me.
They learned you?
They let me learn how to
You
learn.
don't
it.
even have to cook anything. Just slop some raw fish and seaweed
You
together.
gotta roll it,
Spoken
though.
like a
Yeah,
true Minnesotan,
Wait,
even
what?
despite your Cali background.
He's so white. He's so white.
I don't have to cook. You don't need
no.
fire. You don't even need fire to make it.
You got to cook the rice.
When it was
You don't
really
need fire for
slow,
that.
they would let me learn how to do sushi, and eventually I got to the point where I could like fill in as like our like third hand or something like that.
You are genuinely, I say this to you every time we're together. I learned something new about you. And I think you need to apply to be the Dos Equis most interesting man in the world. Because you're either the most interesting man in the world or the best liar I've ever met.
Well, there are a lot of people who can verify that I've worked at a sushi restaurant.
I feel like I need to write all these down and talk to your wife. See which of these are true.
But I will say, while not nearly to even 1% the degree of this movie, as we'll get into, I did get into quite a bit of shenanigans.
Hey-o.
Yeah.
Nels, what about you?
I worked in a steakhouse called Cool Hand Luke's for, 9 months maybe.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, it was fine.
Was this a what's the actor that I'm completely blanking on now?
I don't know.
Died in the car crash. Cool hand, Luke.
Leonard Skinner.
Yep. Leonard Skinner.
He died in a crash.
What's his name?
James Dean?
Yes, thank you. Is this James Dean themed?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was like a darkened
Was that
steakhouse.
car themed? Or?
No.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
called
All
Cool
right,
Hand
sorry.
Luke.
Was it themed about all dudes named Luke?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Where else
Nah.
did you
No
work?
Luke Perry, none of that. I worked at a place called BJ's Brewhouse, which is a chain. I think it's mostly in California, but also I've seen it starting to spread
Columbus.
eastward a little bit. So
Go get yourself
they're
a
probably
Pizookie.
they're a notch above your Applebee's, Chili's kind of
Gotcha.
chain. I would
Is
say.
it still fast cash? Or is it a.
No. It's probably
It's sit down.
yeah.
Okay.
I'd say Cheesecake Factory level.
Gotcha.
Except their things have cheesecake is beer. They brew their own beer.
Much smaller menu too.
No, it was a monster of a menu.
Smaller than the Cheesecake Factory though.
I don't know. It was a book.
Oh.
It was a book. It was like a spiraled book.
That's your sign as soon as you walk into someplace and they give you a dictionary and you're like, do I want to eat here?
I don't. That's too many choices.
Yeah. Do you make it a one thing good? Or are you just trying to make everything?
yeah.
They did make. I love their jambalaya at BJ's Brewhouse.
Oh.
Pazookies. Go
And
get a
Pazookies.
Pazookie.
Yes.
Was this in Cali?
Yes.
Okay. Then I would trust their jambalaya, I guess. Not like regionally, but I just feel like California has great food in
Yeah.
general.
One time I served former Giants first baseman JT Snow.
What'd you serve him?
I don't remember what he got.
No.
He's very nice though.
Is that the most famous person you served?
Yes.
Is that the most famous person you've ever met?
No.
Who's the most famous person you served at?
Bob
I
Evans.
forgot the name.
No,
Bob Evans.
Nobody. Was in Groveport, Ohio. No one famous goes there.
Oh, I served the Imperial House once. The like
Like Star
Japanese,
Wars?
no, the Japanese royal family, but not the emperor. He wasn't there, but his family was.
What?
Yeah,
What?
they were in a back room at a restaurant called Bluefin, and Jimmy Ishii was the owner. He was very prominent in the Japanese community and owned a couple of restaurants throughout the U.S. They were coming through Memphis for I think like Elvis Week, and they were serving there. And
Sure, that makes sense.
again, the emperor was not there, but like his family was. And it was kind of insane that at one point I had to carry like 20 or 30 miso soups on this gigantic tray on my shoulder. And I was so scared because a minute earlier I was looking at these just beefcakes in the corner of this back room. And I was like, what are they just doing? Their jackets look weird. And my buddy who'd been serving there a lot longer was like, their jackets are weird because they're having like concealed weapons in there. It's the royal family. And they had like basically the Secret Service from Japan in that room.
Is that the most famous person you've ever met?
I didn't really meet them.
Okay, who's the most famous person you've ever met?
Well, I don't know.
How do you have that many people you've met that are famous that you can't choose?
I mean, I've met a lot of athletes that are very famous. I served a
That
ton of
counts?
I
athletes.
tell you,
there.
man, I'm living a weird life because everybody's met way more famous people than me. The most famous person I've ever met was Larry Fitzgerald.
I guess I met Obama, I think, technically, but it
Well,
was like
I did shake
it was
Michelle
really
Obama's hand.
early on.
I shook Michelle Obama's hand. She spoke at my college.
That's got to be the most famous then.
At the time, it wasn't. Probably now. I shook her hand. I didn't get to talk to her. I didn't meet her. I just shook her hand as she walked by.
I mean, that's kind of like any meet and greet.
I did meet Larry Fitzgerald, and he was not happy about it.
Well, okay.
If my brother's listening to this, he'll remember this story. We were in Tempe, Arizona, to watch Ohio State play Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl in 2000. I think it was 2005, same year this movie came out. And we were walking back to the hotel, and somebody was walking the opposite direction of us, and they're like, "Hey, you guys like football?" And we're like,
What was it, Forrest Gump?
"It was, y'all's like football." We're like, "Well, yeah. I mean, we're wearing like
Yeah.
football jerseys, of course. We're coming from the football stadium." And he's like, "Larry Fitzgerald's up there." I was like, oh, "Okay, cool."
Mr. Hands himself.
So we just walk up there, and Larry Fitzgerald was about to get in a car, and we were like, "Hey, can we get a picture?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm leaving." Like, he didn't say it like that. He was just like, "I'm leaving." And so I just jumped next to him, and my brother snapped the picture. So it's a picture of me smiling next to Larry Fitzgerald, who is not happy about it. And it's somewhere in a box of pictures my mom just gave me. I'll have to find it.
Is he big or was he big?
He's a pro football
But I
player.
don't know. He's like kind of like a slot receiver, like just like speed demon. So like, I don't know if he was like,
He's like 6'3", 6'4". I mean, he's a big guy.
oh God. Okay.
He's a big guy. I am not 6'3" or 6'4".
No. I wouldn't even
Still waiting on my growth spurt.
mistake you for that.
No one would. No. Who's the most famous person you've met?
Or served.
Well, I've met a lot of wrestlers, but those are all like autograph things. So I don't know if we're going to count those.
I met some with you. I met some wrestlers with you.
Yeah, we saw Lex Luger.
Yep.
Yep.
That was cool.
Was he trying to fight Superman?
No, Luger.
I made the same joke when we were there.
Oh no!
I
Nels
don't know.
did
So
not
probably
laugh.
what Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rowdy Piper,
You met Red. Oh,
a couple of times. He's fun.
That's 2 episodes in a row. We got a Rowdy Piper.
Yeah, I can probably drop a reference on him.
you
every
got
time I
kids,
wanted to.
Maniac? No, not anymore.
Did you ever meet Dusty Rhodes?
No, he passed for anybody.
Who was the Canadian guy who like killed his wife?
That's
and,
Chris Benoit.
Oh yeah.
Nope, didn't meet him.
It's the Canadian crippler.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I wish you'd have met Dusty Rhodes.
I did not.
Colin does a great Dusty Rhodes impression.
I sure do. This is my Dusty Rhodes impression. Oh, I'm Dusty Rhodes. I'm from Cajun, Louisiana, and Crawdad Man.
It's not terrible. The way you wound up, I thought you were going to just
Now,
talk
I
normally.
don't know who Dusty Rhodes is, but
Dusty Rhodes sound more like if a computer took your job, Daddy.
honestly,
That's pretty good.
not that far off of a guess.
No,
from my
it wasn't that
perspective.
bad.
Yeah.
I thought you were just going to be like, and I'm Dusty Rhodes now.
I am Dusty Rhodes.
Well, the computer took your job. Sound like a computer.
The computer took your chair. What are we doing?
I don't know.
What is this show?
We're trying to avoid talking about 2005's Waiting.
If we kill enough time, we barely have to talk about it.
Apparently. Director Rob McKittrick worked in a restaurant in the late 1990s called Bennigan's, which is a chain kind of similar to Shenaniganz in the movie. It's an Irish themed restaurant. I've never been there. Have any of you ever been to a Bennigan's?
I think so.
I have not.
If I have, it wasn't memorable enough for me to remember.
I feel like Ireland isn't famous enough for their food to have a food themed chain restaurant.
Just a haggis restaurant.
Yeah.
I had the best smoked salmon I've ever had in my life. Like the top 2 or 3 times have
Oh.
been in Ireland.
Okay.
Because I had it once and I immediately just was like, I want that again. from
You
different
just think
places.
corned beef and cabbage, which is disgusting. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, maybe they make good food. I don't know.
I make good cabbage.
Okay.
I think shepherd's pie is maybe more
You've had
Irish
my
than
cabbage.
English.
I just ate your cabbage
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
last week.
Oh.
just now. It's a little tart. That's fine.
But Nels, in fairness, you were doing it while quoting There Will Be Blood, just screaming, I eat your cabbage.
Yes.
So it was pretty intense.
And so McKittrick drew from a lot of the humor and things that went on in the restaurant. You would think that a lot of what happens in this movie is embellished for the screenplay, and it is not.
It is not.
For example, and we will get to the in-depths of it, but the penis showing game that is a thread throughout this movie was very much a game that he was playing at this Bennigan's called the COD game, or Cocks on Display. And they got the women to play, and it was a different C word on display.
What's the other word?
Different C word on display.
okay.
Craginas.
Oh, man. I've never
There's-
heard it called that. That's crazy.
There's 2 words I won't say, and they're both going to be in this episode.
But you'll say the third one?
What's
Wait,
the third
let's go
one?
back to the movie Trespass for a second. And I'm very curious if there's a third movie.
Okay, there's many words. There's 3 words I won't say. 2 of them aren't in this podcast.
We let Colin off the leash last week and let him use the F word a lot. There's a different F word through this movie. We will not be
We're going
using.
to
will
let
not.
Nels off the leash.
We're
and-
not. Even if we let him off, I don't think he'd say it.
So he was inspired by Clerks, which came out, 94?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, that's a day in a life of, this very average kind of working area. I have that as my thing as a restaurant, so I'm going to try and get this screenplay together.
Much better service industry movie.
I think
Clerks?
I really do enjoy like when movies take on the mundane of life and make it humorous.
Oh, yeah.
I do like that a lot.
I mean, kind of the whole basis of Seinfeld was exactly that plot. I mean,
Never
plus
seen
like a heightened amount of like curmudgeon-y.
never seen it.
Basically, I think the plot of Seinfeld is just like how mundane every day is.
It is, yeah. It's a show about nothing, literally. That's their
That's their thing.
bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
that is the background on Waiting. Obviously, he got the script put together, was able to ship it around, sold it to, was it Artisan, I believe?
I thought it was MGM.
Artisan, but then Lionsgate bought
Lions-
out Artisan.
Isn't Lionsgate owned, or were they also owned by MGM?
I don't know.
I thought they were.
You're just thinking of Lion and MGM because MGM
I
is
think
the
that,
Lion logo.
but I think that's why they named it that.
I don't know.
We
I don't
mentioned Bennigan's earlier. This takes place at a Shenanigans, right?
Yes, that's the name of the restaurant in the movie.
Do you think they just try to do plain take on Bennigan's, or was it a Super Troopers nod?
Super Troopers wasn't out yet. I thought it was a nod.
That came out in 2001.
Did it really?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
I don't. I
To the
didn't think
internet?
So. Well, I thought it was an Office Space nod.
2001.
Wow,
on the money.
nice job.
Oh, maybe they did then.
Maybe it was that, but I thought it was an Office Space nod.
Oh, is that where Jennifer Aniston worked?
Is that not where she worked?
No. Oh Lord, what was the name of that?
I thought it was Shenanigans. Pieces of
Flair. Yeah.
It wasn't Shenanigans.
I don't think so.
I really thought it was.
can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
We do such great research on
We
this show,
do.
guys.
It's a tchotchkes.
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 Yeah, that's right. That makes sense with the flair.
Oh, but they talk about going over to Shenanigans because you don't have to wear flair. That's what
That
they
is
say.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe that
Eat
is
a
it.
Shenanigans.
Oh, Dane Cook.
So let's get into the main course of waiting.
Hey.
Because of the nature and the structure of this movie, I'm just going to go through kind of each of the characters because it is an ensemble cast that is very, very much a snapshot of 2005. Good Lord.
It's maybe the most early aughts movie we've done
Yeah.
by a landslide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of go through what happens to these characters. We'll kind of hit the plot points. So first off, we have Monty, played by Ryan Reynolds, kind of the head waiter, charismatic troublemaker,
Pedophile.
probably a pedophile.
Not even probably.
I think he's definitely a pedophile.
They infer it pretty heavily, and he comes very close
He
to
was
actually
nominated-
committing it on screen.
He was
Yeah.
nominated for a cabinet position last year, I heard.
And he gets no more than teased.
He's in the,
About it.
He's in the files.
He doesn't get, nobody's turning him in. He just kind of gets poked and prodded. All you can get is high school girls, not, I'm going to call the police on you.
Not stop banging
Only
high
Mitch.
school girls.
Only Mitch.
Then we have Dean, played by Justin Long, who is kind of driftless in life, doesn't really know what he wants to do with himself.
Kind of the glue of the movie in a way.
Yeah, his character arc is kind of the foundation of this movie.
And also one of my favorite actors.
Oh, he's great.
I
Love Justin
Long.
We have Serena, played by Anna Faris, who is kind of the sarcastic waitress who used to date Monty. They have a very fun back and forth that we'll get to. Amy, played by Caitlin Doubleday, who I don't remember seeing in anything else.
I don't remember her in anything other than this movie.
And she's Dean's girlfriend who's kind of wondering where their relationship is, where he's going in life as well.
Originally, those two were switched, by the way.
Oh, he was the
Amy
girl?
and Serena.
Oh,
They were supposed to play each other's characters, and they're like, well, Anna Faris just kind of pops more. So they
yeah.
gave her a
Oh,
bigger
okay, I
role.
got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I do see that.
Yeah.
We have Calvin, played by Rob Benedict, who is a human doormat. And oh man, this guy is such a loser. I feel bad for him.
This is the Nick Cage from The Rock if he worked in a restaurant.
Yeah, he has a shy bladder. Like
You are not happy with that.
I
comparison.
disagree. Nick Cage from The Rock snaps necks and writes checks. This guy
Snaps necks and writes
is out
checks.
here letting his like girlfriend go on dates with other guys. Nick Cage went home and hung out
had
with
relations with the prom queen.
yeah, Calvin's really insecure. He has a shy bladder because somebody stared at his junk at the urinal about a month before this movie, and now he can't go. Look, I got a shy bladder. I get it, but not even be able to go in a stall. Come on, man, that's too much.
Is it because someone was staring at your junk at the urinal?
No, it's because I'm an only child and I had my own bathroom growing up,
fair.
and that's Nell's time. So y'all need to get out.
Why are there so many people in here?
It is. We have by far my favorite character in the movie, Naomi, played by Alana Ubach.
Oh, really?
Elena Ubach is by far the best part. Of
Oh,
hard
she's
agree.
my least favorite part of this movie.
Oh.
Really?
Oh,
Well,
she's
we'll
the
get to
only
her.
woman who has like okay.
She is fantastic.
It's not because she's a woman. I just don't like her character.
No,
And she's gone on to do a lot of fun stuff. I think she's the mom in Ted, the
have,
show.
Have y'all
Ted.
watched the show, Ted?
I
seen
haven't
bits.
seen it.
The
no.
show rules. I hate the movie.
I'm not a big fan of the movie.
The movie is not at all like the show. The show is very clever and smart and quick and fun.
Shockingly enough, I'm not a big Mark Wahlberg fan.
Well, don't worry because he ain't in it.
Good.
We have Natasha, who is the underage hostess that is the apple of Monty's eye, and manager Dan, which is even creepier somehow.
Yes.
She is played by Vanessa Lenges, I think,
I think that's how you say
but
it.
I don't recall seeing her in much
I don't know.
either. We have Bishop, the wise sage of the restaurant. He's the dishwasher, played by Chi McBride.
I love Chi McBride.
Yes.
So funny.
We have Dan, the manager, aforementioned, played by the great David Koechner, who's one of the best character actors of the last
so
20
good.
years.
This is my pick for my favorite character.
He's up there.
I
He
love-
plays this kind of guy so good.
I love
Also, he works.
Yeah.
Like David Koechner.
Oh, he's in
works.
everything.
He's in so much.
I love him in the Final Destination one he was in. With the
Yeah.
bridge.
7, your favorite, right?
I don't think it was 7. I don't get the joke.
Because you hate. Isn't that the one that just came out this year?
No, that was Scream.
Oh, okay.
Scream 7 can suck it.
Yeah, there it is.
We have Luis Guzman playing head
Oh.
chef Rodimus.
I
He
love-
did another great character actor.
Yeah,
Yep.
another one. And then we have John Francis Daly, who plays new trainee Mitch, who doesn't get a lot to say till the very, very end.
Yeah.
Real quick, Razimus is such a good name.
I think it's Radimus.
Radimus.
Yeah.
Oh. It kind of sounded like Sean Connery's character from Red October at first.
I might call him Artemis a lot for some reason. I kept mixing it up just even in my notes.
I was going to call him Radisson.
I called him Radish because he's a chef.
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Any other jokes?
No.
We killed that one pretty quick.
I know John Francis Daly from Bones, who was in that show forever. I know he's also in Freaks and Geeks.
That's where I
other
know him
things.
from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we have some other minor characters that are, again, just a snapshot blueprint of 2005. Dane Cook is one of the line cooks. Andy Milonakis and Matt Cash as wannabe gangsters, and busboys Nick and T-Dog.
They kind of suck.
But I still to this day don't understand Andy Milonakis. I don't get it.
He was like the first viral thing.
But he
one
was
of them.
never funny.
Was it a bunch of it? Just us all being able to tell the other person who hasn't seen him before, like he's actually
He's
like
an adult.
30
Yeah,
and
he's
he
an
looks
adult.
like he's 14.
Yeah, maybe
That had to been it. Is he alive?
I think so.
Really?
I'm gonna guess.
Last I
yes.
heard, he was getting into like the NFT nonsense
Oh,
from a
jeez.
few years ago.
So
Hey,
it
you
doesn't
wanna-
sound like he's doing good.
You want to buy this picture of a monkey? It's for $30 million.
Yeah, this JPEG of a monkey that you can also have a JPEG of any other time you want.
He is alive. He's
Okay.
50.
God,
Wow.
damn.
He, considering this came out 21 years ago, he
Does that
was.
mean he was 39? No, I can't do math.
Well, no.
29.
But
It was too quick.
he looks like he's closer to 14.
29, he looks like the age of a
Yeah.
busboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
We have Emmanuel Cherki. Is that right?
Triqui.
Cherki plays lesbian bartender Tyler.
That's her full.
Probably know her most
Yes.
from Entourage.
That's
Right?
that's her full Christian name, lesbian bartender Tyler.
Jordan Ladd plays Danielle, who is Radimus's promiscuous or
Perceived promiscuous.
perceived promiscuous girlfriend. And then a very, very funny cameo by Wendy Malick, who plays Monty's mom.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie. She's best known as she was in Just Shoot Me, that sitcom from late 90s. So that's the main.
It's a lot of big names.
It is a
Well,
lot of.
I don't know that I'm trying to think back to 2005 and were these like giant names then?
Not Reynolds was getting there. I think Long was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anna Faris
Fa-
was she? They did Scary Movie by then.
I think this was like
Yeah.
Scary Movie 2 was already out. So she was definitely a household.
Genuinely looking at this cast, I think the biggest name in 2005 is Dane Cook.
Oh, agreed. I mean, because he was huge
I
in
know,
the early
but that's-
dogs.
I think
not
this
a-
was made just before he took off.
I don't know because I graduated high school in 2005 and I knew about Dane Cook way before that. So like
Maybe.
2003, maybe 2002.
I feel like in an ensemble cast, you gotta have a bunch of big names. And they kind of nail it. It's kind of like Go, but whereas Go is a really good movie with great writing and didn't have a bunch of big faces, this they
What are you
just
talking
loaded
about?
it with
Mickey
big
Altieri's in that movie.
faces. Household name Mickey Altieri.
Nels gets the joke.
I'm aware of the joke. So this movie just unfolds over one standard day at this restaurant, Shenaniganz. So Dean, we open up with Dean having breakfast with his mom. He's roommates with Monty, but he goes over to see his mom have breakfast.
He wakes up after a party.
Yeah. And his mom mentions that, hey, I ran into your former high school classmate who was in the same honors classes with you, Chet. And he has just graduated with a, electrical engineering degree?
Yeah.
Something really
This is the
fancy schmancy.
This is the craziest scene I've ever watched unfold when it comes to discussions about a 22-year-old's future. Because, like, she talks about it like he just cured cancer. Well, I don't know if you know this, but Chet just graduated from college with his bachelor's degree in electrical engineering.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest, I think this is a little relatable, maybe for me and my folks. But,
Really?
I mean, even though I was in college, they were just constantly comparing me to other peers. Yeah.
Fairly common trope, isn't it? The mom is like, well, he's doing well. And, well, weren't you in the same honors classes? And what are you doing with your life?
Would you sit there and take that from a parent?
I don't know. It's just
I don't know if
classic
it's
mom
taking
guilt,
it. Yeah,
isn't
I think
it?
it's just like kind of a slice of life.
Maybe I'm a lot meaner than you guys. I wouldn't sit there and take that crap.
So
Sorry, I derailed us.
We get all of our crew going into their shift for the day at Shenaniganz. This is where we find out that Monty is going to have a trainee shadow him all day named Mitch. And Monty says, hey, you can learn everything in a couple hours restaurant wise, but if you want to work here, this restaurant, you got to be comfortable with frontal male nudity.
And up until this point, I feel like we're not only supposed to, I think throughout the whole movie, you're supposed to kind of root for these characters. And I think that's the movie's downfall. But I think up until this point, you kind of do. You feel for Long's character and the fact that he's like kind of being compared. You feel for him at like this like gig that he doesn't like and isn't passionate about. You feel all these like dead end people just like kind of trying to get through the day. And so far, it's a pretty solid flick. It's not engaging, but I'm like, okay, these are characters.
Yeah. I related a lot to the Dean character, especially here, because I was in the same place, just kind of like a crappy part-time job. And I was kind of taking classes at the community college like he was, and not really sure what I wanted to do. So I was very much on the same wavelength with Dean here. But
Capital B.
Well, we need to talk about the penis showing game.
We do.
So the penis showing game it's played in the movie. It's just played with the men. And you have to get another guy to unknowingly look at your exposed genitalia. And if you do, you call him the F slur and you get to kick him in the ass.
A lighthearted game for family and friends.
And if you can make different formations out of your genitalia and get him to look at it, you get to kick him in the ass even more. So we have, let's see, what was it? Just the log. It's just hanging out, right?
There's the brain.
The brain, where you kind of hold the testicle and squeeze it out to make it look like a brain.
We should have put a warning on this episode. The bat wing.
The bat wing. You stretch out the scrotum to make it look like a bat wing. That's great.
And then the goat.
Well, there's one. So Luis Guzman's one actually describing all of these to Mitch Radamus. And they cut away for that second. When they cut back, he's describing something called the Abe Lincoln.
Mhm.
And all he finishes up with is like, and you got to shave it to make it look like a beard.
Yeah. Of note, the very first shot of the restaurant itself is just of their like, these kind of movies just have random shit on the walls, or these kind of restaurants that is. on the wall, I paused it, is an Abe Lincoln, a Batwing, a log, a purse, a brain, and an Eiffel Tower.
Wow. That's
So-
a good eye. I never even saw that.
I really only paused it because I saw the Batwing and was like, well, it seems like this is, and now I'm seeing the log. Okay,
That's
no
on
brain.
the nose.
Yeah,
I
it
got
is.
you. Yeah. The best move you can do, the one that will gain you a god amongst men status, is the goat, where you tuck your stuff underneath your legs, you bend over like you're mooning people, and there's your stuff sticking out looking like a goat. Nobody's ever been able to pull off the goat.
Did they say that?
I don't think anybody's ever been able to pull it off.
We don't see someone pull it off. We see a few tries.
Yeah,
And-
we do see some
We'll
tries.
see some.
We see him attempts.
Yeah.
We get Calvin, who is going to be working a double today because he is working for, is it
Christy.
Christy?
But they all work doubles. Not a single person is there for one shift.
It also
I feel like-
I think he was there prior to everybody else getting there.
Yeah.
But they were there for lunch.
I feel like
Well,
it's,
they say it's about the dinner rush, but they also say it's 4 p.m.
yeah, they bring the servers in for the dinner rush at like 2. So you can get your station set
That
up.
doesn't
all of
sound
that
like a
stuff.
dinner rush. That sounds like pre-dinner prep.
Yeah. But you bring them in at 2 and then the dinner rush starts at what, 5, 6 o'clock.
I'd probably get there at 4 for
Yeah.
dinner if I were only working.
I mean,
a
it
dinner
is
shift.
it is a little overstaffed.
Yeah.
For
actually
the time.
Well, and Naomi says that almost immediately.
Yeah.
I counted. Are y'all curious how many people were on shift throughout the whole movie? Because it doesn't change. The
So-
whole movie is the same number of folks.
Including kitchen staff,
Yes.
14.
There's 2 that are unclear because I was trying to count precisely. I believe it's minimum 7 up to 9 cooks. Because I tried to pause it a few times when they're like in the row doing their like
yeah.
yes or no like thing. But it's 7 to 9 cooks, 2 bartenders, 1 host, 1 manager, 6 servers, 2 busboys, and 2 dishwashers for a minimum of 19, max 21.
My goodness.
21
This
boots on the ground. Or,
This falls on Dan. He is not a good manager. He writes the schedules.
No,
That's
you're
established in the movie.
you are cut.
Oh, yeah. There's no way the
Oh my
corporate would be
gosh.
so mad.
We're hemorrhaging.
Yeah. Them speaking of Dan, we get his rah-rah speech where he gathers everybody out behind back. Oh, first, before that happens, we see Dan kind of wielding his power where he calls a tow truck on somebody who parked in the Shenaniganz parking lot at 3 in the afternoon when there's nobody there.
It doesn't matter. It's the principle of the
It's
matter.
the principle of the matter.
But he calls his tow truck buddy to come tow this car that parked there for maybe 10 minutes. Just because
Wasn't it a mom with a kid getting out?
I think it was just a guy.
Oh,
But still, he probably would have with a mom and a kid.
It should have.
for
It
real.
should have been a mom and a kid.
Yeah,
That'd be
it would have
funnier.
made it better. Or
But then
worse.
Dan gathers everybody for the rah-rah speech where we get the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. A little bit extra,
A little extra.
which we'll hear echoed in the training videos that poor Mitch is forced to watch later on. So Dan's sticking pretty close to the script there on being the manager. of this
Corporate
restaurant.
jargon.
Yeah.
And he sucks.
Yeah.
He
Well, he's
sucks.
awful.
He does suck, but he's so funny. David Kickner is so good.
He is.
The actor is great.
Yes.
The character sucks.
Oh, the character's terrible.
So after the meeting, he pulls Dean aside and says, "We need a new assistant manager. And Dean, I think you're the man for the job." And this is where Dean really has kind of like a flash before his eyes of, this is a fork in the road of my life. Do I continue on this restaurant path? And he kind of starts looking around and seeing like, oh my God, am I going to end up like Dan? Or do I go down my own path
And end up like Monty.
and figure out what I want to do?
Which would you rather end up like, Monty or Dan?
I'd quit.
That's not the question. It wasn't the question.
Okay, so you're in jail because you did.
He's not going to jail. No one's turning him in.
You did groom and molest children, or you tried to
I feel
groom
like-
and molest children,
Oh,
but you're not
yeah.
as handsome.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Dan does that too, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
All right, these are both terrible answers. I retract my question.
Well, if they're both the same, I'd rather look like Ryan Reynolds. So.
Well, I didn't say which one would you rather. We'd all rather look like Ryan Reynolds in the way we look right now.
His 5 o'clock shadow of note, by the way, is it's supposed to be so like accidental, like cool guy. I didn't even try.
Oh yeah, I grow my accidental 5 o'clock shadow in right angles all the time.
It's like perfectly shaved. It's so Ryan Reynolds. It's so funny that you're just like, okay, you're trying so hard, guy. come on, no, it's okay. You look good. You don't have
You
to wear a
shouldn't
push-up
try.
bra, Ryan Reynolds. You're
When
okay.
it comes out in that half wife beater.
Oh yeah, with the tied up. Like
Yeah.
nobody's gay here.
Yeah, none of us are gay.
It's the principle of the game. You're still trying
That's
going through
right.
the game. We get
We have a visitor.
we do.
Hi,
We have a
puppy.
mascot in the
Hi,
house.
puppy.
We get, like I mentioned, Calvin working the double for Christy, who I guess he has a crush on.
He says they went on a date last night.
And well, I'll bet you he thinks it was a date and she does not.
That was what I was going to bring up. Is they're always, Monty and Dean are like, "Oh, did you make a move? Did you make a move? Did you kiss her? Did you do this? Did you do that?" And he's like, well, "No."
Yeah.
And they're like, "You're screwed.
It's over.
It's over. It's done."
Yeah.
And I was thinking the same thing. As like, he probably got her to agree to go with her friends and him to an event of some sort where they were not alone, never alone. And he was like, "Oh, it went great. She agreed to go out with me, be seen in public."
Yeah.
And that was a date.
Yeah.
But it clearly was not.
And we get some more examples of him just kind of being a doormat. He's
Yeah.
like, and really, really insecure. He's like calling her phone.
Yeah.
It's like,
A
hey,
lot.
it's Calvin again. Just checking to see if you got your message. Is it working?
Which in 2005, like, they know who's calling. They
yeah.
would know.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
You had cell phones.
Yeah.
Back
They-
then.
they knew who was
You
calling.
could see who was calling then. Calvin asks Monty, how do you get so many women when you're an asshole?
It's a good question.
It is.
Yeah. They're called girls.
Yeah.
Calvin, not women.
He may have said women. I don't remember.
No, I think he said girls.
Well, Monty, he
But-
probably said girls.
But Serena and Amy,
yeah,
they
they
make that clear distinction later.
yeah, they tag in Serena and Amy for some lady advice to help Calvin out. And they give him the you need to be more confident in yourself. That's what women are attracted to. Don't be like Monty. And this is where we get the fun scene of the back and forth between Serena and Monty.
Because Monty says, "Correct me if I'm wrong, but haven't I been inside you?" Which is an incredibly gross way to say that.
Yep.
But we have learned that Monty has no boundaries and no couth. So
No.
he does not care.
No age restrictions, no morals.
No.
Have we gotten to the Scooby-Doo knows statutory rape joke yet? Do you remember that? When Dean and Monty Dean sees Monty checking out the 16-year-old, 17-year-old host.
No.
We haven't gotten there.
Oh, you can just say it. Go ahead.
though.
Well, it's just like he said, she's got a cute Scooby-Doo nose, which one is a weird compliment to pay anybody. And then Dean goes, "Statutory rape." As Scooby-Doo. And I went back and listened to it because I knew it was in there, but like the volume of that line in the audio is a lot lower than the regular audio. So it's
I don't
not
know if I caught that.
it's not real clear to catch. But statutory rape.
No, I caught it. I remember it now. Yeah.
Row, Raggy. Rackemory rape.
It's the name of this episode.
The Serena and Monty have their back and forth. I think Serena pretty much puts Monty in his place.
She really does.
Yeah, she drags him through the mud, talks about his child-sized junk and thrusting it into her with a seizure-like
He's not
motion.
He's not a marathon man, if you will.
No.
From what Serena says.
Nope, he is not.
I wish that she had dragged him through the mud a little bit more about like his actual person rather than just sex with him personally.
Well,
Yeah.
she kind of does, especially with the teenager thing.
Yeah, she says something like, that's why you go after high school girls. They don't know better.
That's
better.
all. That's all that's left.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the only ones that are left for you to kind of con.
Yeah.
Which again, crime.
Then we get probably the signature scene of the movie. Amy has a table of women that she is walking up to serve, and one of these women is not happy with anything that is going on in this restaurant.
That actor is perfect.
She
by the way.
was
nails
very
it.
well
So
cast.
She nails it.
good.
Jessica
Yes.
called her the original Karen.
Oh, yeah.
She
Oh,
can-
yeah.
I believe every line that comes out of her
The
mouth.
resting
It's
bitch
so
face
good.
this woman can put on is immaculate.
If you went to a restaurant 4 times and the food was terrible every time, would you go back?
No.
Now, are you asking Nels and me, or are you asking this woman? Because this woman seems to like the spotlight.
Well, she clearly does. That's the only reason she would actually come back. But a normal human, If you went to a restaurant 4 times and the food was, in her words, terrible,
Yeah.
why would you go
That's
back?
like the first thing she says. Amy comes up, says, "Hey, I'll be taking care of you." And the lady says, "The last 4 times we've been here, the food's been terrible." And Amy's just like,
She's like, oh, great.
Just playing devil's advocate. Maybe their office is like connected to it, a la Office Space. They walk the tchotchkes.
they seem like business women or something.
Yeah, they clearly are on their lunch break at work.
Yeah.
Like
it
if
seems
was,
like.
if it was like, hey, we only have 45 minutes and we still want to sit down.
Which I totally get. But at the same time, there's a different way to approach that of like, hey, not your problem, but we're on a time crunch.
Yeah,
Is there
I'm
any way you
yeah.
could help us out? That'd
I'm
be
not
great.
getting a steak.
She does get a steak.
Not a well done steak or no medium well steak.
Medium rare.
I think she says
She
it's
wanted
medium.
it
She says,
medium.
that was actually something I put in my notes I wanted to bring up. Did you catch this? She gets the steak and she pokes it. She does not cut it. And she's like, "This is medium rare." I'm like, "How do you know?"
That is a test.
It is supposed to, yeah. You're supposed
Yeah,
to be able to feel
if you really want to, you're supposed to poke, and then I guess this is terrible for the listeners.
Isn't it put your finger,
Listeners,
your thumbs?
close your eyes, listeners,
But
and
you-
just picture Nels and
When
Colin.
you poke it, it's supposed to then equivalate to how many fingers you have closed on your thumb and how tight the like muscle is between your pointer knuckle and
she
your
doesn't
thumb knuckle.
she doesn't squeeze it.
No, I know, but if you know what it feels like, then you're supposed to be able to like poke it.
Yeah.
That is a thing. I don't
did
think
not-
she knows how to do
I
it.
did not
But
know
that
this.
is technically
That's a thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I never
have
heard
no-
that.
I've never heard that in my
Interesting.
life.
I don't know how it might be old wives' tale kind of thing too. I don't
Well,
know.
also because if you
Because I can
cut
tell
it,
you
then
this,
if
if
they
I-
like if they need to cut it more and it's cut, they're gonna flash fry that whole area.
I
that's
know,
been
but that's the
cut.
thing. Like I always, how do you order your steak?
Medium rare.
Medium rare.
That's
You?
the only way.
medium.
I always go medium also, but if it comes medium rare, I don't care. don't
I
care.
say medium because I can go either side of it.
Exactly.
I'm fine
That's the
medium
thing.
well. I'm fine medium rare. So
Yeah.
I just say medium cut.
Yeah.
Cut it
If
down.
I say medium and you go a little rare, cool. You go a little well done, I'm okay with that too.
I don't know the last time I've had a steak in a restaurant though. It's been like many years.
I cook really good steaks. You should come over for steaks one time.
I mean,
I will.
okay,
You're always invited.
Thank you.
sounds good.
Sounds
Yeah.
like Colin was just barely invited now.
He just made the cut. We're on episode 14 now. I feel safe inviting him to my home.
That's true.
I am not Monty.
I don't have children.
Still,
Well, Amy, when it's time for the food to go out, Amy's like, "I can't deal with this lady. Monty, can you run the food out?" He does.
very relatable from my perspective because I have had people run food for me before.
I feel like that's pretty natural, right?
Not as much because they're like a bad table who I hate, but because I'm like, God, it's like my ex-girlfriend was over there one time and it was
wow.
like a lunch and there were only 2 servers. One was really busy and it was our head chef and our head sushi chef. And that was it for like the floor. And it was my ex-girlfriend and we had gone out for a couple years and then like kind of did an on-off thing. And I hadn't spoken to her in a few years after that. So I was like, I really don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And tail between my legs, I walked up to our head chef and was like, "Hey, Tom, come on, man. Is there any way?" And he's like, "Colin, I swear to God, there's not a chance in hell I'm going to run food." Because he's the head chef of a
Yeah.
very, very nice, like successful restaurant. And I was
Right.
like, "Yeah, I will owe you a big favor, though." And we were like pretty good friends. Like I'd been to his baby shower and stuff. Like we were good friends at the time. And I eventually talked him into it. And
$500 later.
as he walked over and like delivered it, I like sheepishly like peered around the corner. Like I was like, fuck, like I was 14 years old. Like I was 14 years old. And I just was like looking and like the girl just looked right at me and made like eye contact. And
Oh,
I was
she
like,
knew you
oh
were there.
God.
She knew you were there.
Well, I mean, I had originally walked over to like greet them and take their order and then was like, oh God.
You
Okay.
just turned around and walked away.
And then I just put it in and was like, well, now I'm done with that table.
Yeah.
But all of which is to say, someone else writing your order for you, very relatable.
Yes.
Okay.
So Monty brings out the steak and mashed potatoes for the lady, and she's pissed because she's still eating her salad.
Yeah. That's
And Monty's like, "Well, we can take it back for you. Bring it out when you're ready."
May
He's
or
like,
may not have seen people
Yeah.
lose their mind over that before.
"Yeah. Well, what? You leave it under the heat lamp and it gets bad? Just give me the plate."
It's going to dry it out.
It looked
Yeah.
like it'd been under the heat lamp.
I mean, it didn't-
Mashed
it didn't look
potatoes
very-
looked
We
like-
get a montage during the training video of how the food is prepped, and yeah, it's not great. That's when the lady complains that this isn't cooked well. Take it back.
Right.
Okay. Takes it back. And this is where we get the vote. What are we going to do? We have our first biatch of the night.
A la Gladiator.
Yeah. So we're giving a thumbs up, thumbs down. Amy gets the deciding vote, sits her table. And Amy says thumbs down.
Yep. Well, she says something else, but.
And now we get the assembly line of fixins from these chefs.
I got to tell you, I've seen this. We didn't actually do this. First time we've seen it or not.
We did not.
Yeah. We've all seen it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'd all seen it. I have seen this a lot, and this viewing, this made me queasy.
I told y'all this, I think, before we started recording. I think of note to the listeners, though, this is definitely the longest period in between first or last scene and now. Of the movies that we've done that I have seen, which is all but I think 2 of the 14, I've all seen in the last few years because I typically go through a lot of movies. I don't think I've seen this since high school, which is the first time I've seen it. I think I probably saw it 2, maybe 3 times, but it's been a good, I don't know, like 12 to 15. It's been like 15 years since I've seen this, and I did not remember how, to your point, Ben, how gross this was.
It really.
Oh, it is up close and personal. They spit in the mashed potatoes.
A little extra gravy.
Yeah. The one guy's about to hock a loogie on there, and then Radimus is like, "You don't mix Mexican and continental. Have
like
a little
that,
pride."
Because he says he's going to make guacamole.
Yeah.
Come on, I thought you were better than that.
See, they have taste amongst this stuff. So instead, he just rubs some dandruff on it, has a little seasoning on the steak.
Calls it garlic salt.
Garlic salt.
I also noted Framunda cheese.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. They take the garlic bread and it gets a taint wash. Back on the plate it goes. And then finally we get some garnish, courtesy of some Dane Cook pubes.
And those are alfalfa sprouts?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Which just no one in the universe would not notice pubes.
They also didn't cook her
the steak
anymore.
Yes, that's the funniest part. They didn't do anything to improve, like make it so she would accept it.
That being said, I kind of get that. Not that they wouldn't do it, but I get that she would just accept it the second time it came out. Because I feel like...
Think so?
Oh, yeah. I feel like if they take it back the second time, you're like, thank you. That's what I thought. It's more of an empowerment thing. And it is actually a food thing. For someone like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Let me ask you guys this. You all right?
I'm fine.
Continue. Okay. How do you feel about sending food back?
It has to be really, really wrong.
Okay.
Like incredibly wrong. Like the only time I've ever sent it back is if it's like almost raw food.
Sure.
Or if it's like completely different than something I ordered.
Okay.
I'm the same way, but then I'd also probably want someone else at the table to do it. Like, do you remember at your birthday when we were trying to take a big group photo?
Yes.
And there were probably 20 something, like low 20s.
Something like that.
We were at a brewery. We were all trying to get a big group photo. So I volunteered to like stand in a chair and take everyone's picture. And then a few people were like, no, you have to get in it too. And I was like, okay, like we'll try to do a selfie. And Ben was like, just ask those guys behind you. And they looked like they were in like a normal, not even a serious, but like a normal conversation. I was like, I don't want to impose on them. And Ben, the birthday boy, had to like stand up, walk across the room, get my phone, and then ask those people as I sheepishly, just like coy in the background, was like, thank you so much.
What's the worst they're going to say? No.
Yeah, I just don't like, I guess I've worked too many service industry jobs where I'm just like, God knows they don't need this from me.
I get that.
If it's terrible, I will, but it has to be 90 something %.
I will say this, like I'm not a super picky eater, and we all are friends with somebody who is way, way pickier, to an uncomfortable level. I'm sorry, Colin. I shouldn't have done that while you took a drink. But there are plenty of things I don't like. But if let's say I order a sandwich, the only time I'm sending that back is if I say no mayo or like no ranch on a chicken sandwich and you cover it with mayo or ranch.
I'm scraping it off.
Oh, gross.
And I hate ranch. I don't like mayo.
Nope. I'll give you I'll actually say this.
If it's in a swimming pool of ranch, I'll probably pull it out, put it on like a napkin, and then scrape off the other ranch with a knife and be like, I guess I'm eating this now.
This is how I live now. I'll give you an example. So we went to a restaurant 6-9 months ago, something like that. A place we've been to many times. And I got the, it was like a Nashville hot chicken sandwich.
Yep.
Comes with ranch. And I was like, okay, I please no ranch or ranch on the side. I don't care which one. I just don't want it on the sandwich.
Yeah.
Comes out. It's like they dunked it in a Lowe's bucket of ranch. The bun was covered, chicken was covered. And I was like, I wasn't in the mood for like sending it back and this or that. And so I just didn't eat it. And I was like,
Did you have any?
No, I don't like ranch at all.
I agree.
So I just didn't eat it. And the waiter came up and like, everything okay? And I was like, well, it's covered in ranch and I wanted no ranch. And I was like, but it's fine. Like you don't need to make it again. You don't need to fix it. Like I'm fine. I was going to pay for it. I'm not going to make a scene. And they're like, no, we're going to remake it for you. Like very insistent. And I was like, I'm not comfortable with this now because you're like, I need to remake this food. I was like, really, it's not a big deal. So I would rather pay for something I didn't eat than cause a scene about it, but I will send food back. If it's covered in like mayo or ranch.
I'm not going to cause a scene.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you guys would, but this lady did.
I was
No, I would never do anything like this.
No.
Did.
I was either like head or second server at a couple restaurants, and I would have insisted on that because you have a bit of like control over kitchen and other servers too. And if they see your ticket comes up, it probably not because of section, but because of like seniority to a degree.
Sure.
I would have probably insisted as well because I'd be like, it's not you, it's not me, it's not my tip.
Yeah.
It's the overall restaurant at this point, and I'm kind of representing them to a degree.
And that's fair. And we've been back to that place plenty of times. I've never had that issue since. And they were very kind and they replaced everything and I still paid for it. But I was like, you don't have to do that. I would have been fine with just
If it
leaving
were me,
alone.
truly, I probably would have written it off and then given you one to go. To been like,
Well,
no. And
no,
also like next
I paid
time
for
you're
it.
here, like ask for me.
Nah, I paid for it. I don't like asking for free stuff.
No, I'm saying ask for me next time you're here because I'm giving you this one now.
Oh, I
and then
gotcha.
you'll trust me in the future and
I
I'll
gotcha.
trust you.
I got you.
But I was very relational in my.
It's a delicate dance. The people
Yeah.
that handle your food
Yep.
and those who don't. And that actually leads into the line that's delivered why they're doing this.
Yeah, don't.
Because there's rule number 1, which is
Go ahead,
one of y'all go ahead.
Go ahead.
You don't fuck with people who handle your food.
There it is. And it's so true.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, you shouldn't be a dick to people anyway.
Right.
But like, this is a scenario where you really shouldn't be a dick.
Yeah.
Really, really.
We get some other examples of our servers in action. We see Serena flirting with a couple of guys to get a bigger tip, and they are just eating
Very
it hook,
relatable.
line, and sinker. Oh, you're taking care of us? Yeah, high five.
the sound of that.
We get Monty taking care of an old guy with Alzheimer's, but he like sits down and actually talks to him and kind of befriends him. And
I like you, Monty.
No, I want to go back to that guy real
Yeah,
quick
go ahead.
because I think it's so funny. I'm gradually slipping into senility. And Monty just he just opens the conversation with that. And Monty's like, okay, how's that going for you? And he's like, it's a mixed bag, some good, some bad. The good news is I can walk around without my pants. I can flip children off to their faces. And Monty's like, all right, well, that sounds pretty fun. What's the bad news? And he's like, sometimes I flip children off to their faces and I only realize I'm doing it when someone slaps me. So I guess I really am going senile. And Monty's like, oh.
He said dementia can't be that bad.
Yeah,
He gets to
that's
meet
it.
new people every day.
And he goes, I like you, Monty. I like you too, sir. I like you, Monty.
I get those drinks for you.
And we get Dean has this redneck couple who
This is his first table of the day, right?
I
That
think
we've
so.
seen,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess they're on their anniversary, and it's one of. I think we've all seen guys like this where he's like, "Oh, it's our anniversary. She'll have water," and then he's like, "Oh, hell, it is our anniversary. She can have a Pepsi."
So you can have a Pepsi.
He also, this is after he goes, give me a shot of whiskey and a double shot of whiskey and water
Yeah.
for her.
What a weird order of whiskey. One shot and then a double shot.
Yeah.
Just get 2 doubles. Or get a cocktail and make it a double because you're
All right,
weird.
Mr. Moneybags.
Yeah.
It's 2005.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then Dean brings the food out, and the guy's like, "What the hell took so long?" It's like, "Well, it's a rare, well done steak,
You
sir.
got-
It
you
takes a
got the
little bit to
2
cook it."
well-done steaks.
And then more offensive than the lady
The
eating the pubes is the guy,
ketchup.
the ketchup on the steak.
Well, he's already gotten it well done.
What does
Yeah.
he say?
Nothing sets off the flavor of a steak like some ketchup. Oh, what are you doing? You
This is a dumb
rube?
question, but were y'all ever catsup people? Have you always called it ketchup?
Yes.
I have to, and it blew my mind. I think it was not until like college, but when someone was like catsup, I was like, yeah, it's a funny way of saying like, I don't know, maybe our generation like to mispronounce things at times because that was like edgy, kind of cringe funny. And I thought that was weird. And then I looked into it, and apparently there's a pretty good portion of the planet that calls it catsup.
And we don't talk to those people anymore.
We do not.
I just had to ask that because
There's actually, I remember there being a company, and I can't remember the name of it, that actually used to put out a product called Catsup.
what? Why?
I don't know.
I've seen it spelled that way on a bottle.
Wait. Question though, is it because they can get away with not actually producing ketchup? In the same vein that like McDonald's has Ice Dream, not ice cream.
Do they ever really have that though?
And,
'Cause the
like-
machine's always broken.
That's well, Hummel had some things to say about that.
Go back and listen to the Rock episode.
Or in the sense that maybe that's Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A calls it like something else that's not actually ice cream. They like clearly just use a different word because it's not actual like dairy product.
I don't know.
But like if you don't technically call it that, you can get around it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's made of real cat.
Yeah.
Alf would love it.
Ooh, another good callback.
Yeah. So
It's weird we remember all this stuff weeks after we record the previous one.
well,
That's
you
1
know,
week.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
we have to go
crazy.
back and listen to the episodes, edit them, get them ready to.
We do. We
Yes.
also listen to them together.
Yes,
We call each other
we do.
and talk about it.
Under the stars.
So redneck guy at the end of the meal gives Dean about what $1.50 tip on a $60 bill.
or-
It's less than $2.
It's a 63 and change bill, and he gives him 65.
Yeah, and Dean's like, "The hell with this." Goes back, puts the tip back in the guy's hand, and says, "You needed this more than I do." And redneck guy loses his shit. Gets Dan over there. He's like screaming, "I want gift certificates. I want this, that." And Dan's like, "We'll send them out to you. Don't worry about
One
it."
of the funniest parts of that whole exchange is
Yeah.
when he's like, and a Sunday. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, we'll get your address. We'll get everything sent out to you. Gonna mail me a Sunday?"
Y'all ever been stipped?
So
Or-
my mom was a server, and she got fired for doing that exact thing.
Oh,
Somebody gave her like a very small tip,
yeah.
and she just gave it back to them. She's like, "It's
I'd rather get nothing than
yeah."
this.
Well, I think she's tried to say something like, because you had to claim taxes on your tips, and she's
Mhm.
like, "It's better if I don't claim this.
Mhm.
Just keep it."
Well, also you have a tip out. Well, most places will have a tip out that
Yeah.
goes towards the like back kitchen, the
Yeah.
host, and everything.
But if you're
and
you're
that still
s-
counts against your total.
yeah, if you're stiffed, like, okay, they could have been a dick. Maybe they forgot. That's a possibility. But this is just, this guy's a dick. Oh, the rest of that's you.
Yeah. I don't remember ever being stiffed, but again, I was not a waiter for very long. I am constantly accused by my wife of being an over tipper.
Well, yeah,
So that's really my only experience with tipping.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a generous tipper, having
Same.
been in the industry. Both my parents were servers, so I'm very like,
I got
Here.
stiffed really hard once, and it was a very preventable experience. I'll tell it real quick. Basically, so at that sushi place, we had a very high end, basically sashimi style, like 2 pieces of grade A5 Wagyu that would be brought out on a piping hot piece of metal.
that's a very expensive steak.
Yes. And it's like maybe the nicest steak you can get. Again, this was a very, very fancy restaurant. And it is technically a sushi restaurant / Japanese fusion, but it is, you know, a place that you're expecting 8 pieces of sushi in an average roll. This guy wanted 8 pieces of that Wagyu steak. And I was like, okay, sounds great. FYI, you see it's like $30 something for these 2 pieces. I want to be very, very, very clear with you. That is for 2. If you want 8, it's going to be several $100s. It's not 8 pieces for 30 something. It's 2 for 30 something. you want like 8 or 10 or 12 of these or whatever he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, I completely get it. I get it. Ordered it. I brought him out like eventually like 10 to 12 pieces of Wagyu A5s, like incredibly nice beef. Then the check comes and I know what's happening. I know what's coming. And he immediately starts causing a scene. And he's seated at like the sushi bar for the most part. So he's like trying to get them on his side. He's like, this is like bullshit.
All because of the cost?
Yes, because he's like, what the hell? It's supposed to come with 8. I wanted like 1.5 orders. And I was like, no, you got like 12 pieces because you got like 6 orders.
Wow.
Like, it's like 180 pre-tax or whatever, like 205 pre-tax or something. I explained it all to you so many times. His overall tab, because he got a bunch of nice cocktails, was like probably $300-400 with other food. And we had a badass manager who just absolutely refused to take shit from anybody. And he was also the one who, for the most part, taught me how to like restaurant bartend, not just like party bartend. And he was like, no, I got this. And just marched right over and just like sat down next to him and cracked 2 beers and like gave the guy a beer, and he was having a beer himself. And he's like on shift. I was like, oh my God, Dale, what are you doing? He's like, no, Colin, you're good. You can leave. I was like, I'm captivated at this point.
Care of this.
And he goes, all right, buddy. Let's just be honest. You're in complete control here, right? Like you have 100% just control over exactly how the situation goes. But it's going to go one of 3 ways. So you're either going to be really small and petty and try to stiff us, and I'll have to hold you here. Security will hold you here while we get the police to come, and that'll be obnoxious. Or you can just do the right thing and pay for it, and you better tip, and then you'll be welcome back anytime you want. Or I can cause a massive scene if you don't give a tip. And the guy was like, I guess I'll pay. And he just like absolutely owned the situation. He's like, by the way, the beer's on me. Don't worry about it. Guy paid. But then he tried to give like a tip in cash to the sushi bar. And it was like a $50 bill or something. He gave it to like the sushi bar. And he's like, don't give any of that to that guy. Like pointing to me. To which then.
Because it was clearly your fault.
The guy who was just like sitting there was like, and just like handed it over the bar. He's like, I just feel like I definitely don't need this. That's on you, dude. I was like, all right, thanks, Tommy. I'll like buy you drinks after this.
That's wild.
But
People
he tried to stiff on legitimately like $300 tab.
That's insane.
So Dale was like the anti-Dan.
Dale was legit. Dale, Oakley, Tom, John, all of my managers at a restaurant called Bluefin. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but all ruled.
Would they like to sponsor the podcast?
Well, Bluefin's no longer around.
Oh, that's a bummer.
This was quite a while ago. Jimmy Ishii ended up closing a few restaurants, and I think he went back to Japan. But I'm still friends with a handful of them.
Find him on LinkedIn. See if he just wants to sponsor the podcast.
Jimmy
on his own.
Ishii.
Yeah, why not?
No. I don't think Jimmy would
Come
talk
on,
to
man.
me.
It's time to network.
We had that place ruled though. We had such good like connections with nearby restaurants and bars. We had a rule where if you wanted to get a shot, you would just go 2 restaurants down. Cause we were in a Ped Mall in downtown Memphis, like right by the FedEx Forum where like the Grizzlies play and everything, right by the Orpheum where all the like Broadway plays were. You would just go 2 doors down and order a shot of Jameson. You couldn't get anything other than Jameson, but they recognized the servers. You would get a shot of Jameson. They would just mark like 1 on their book. And then if one of them came to our bar, I would like give them a shot of Jameson. I would just mark 1 on our book. And at the end of the night, if we're roughly even, we would just call it. And
2 doors down, the precursor band to 3 doors down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking at this point we can kind of just jump around to different scenes in the movie because it's not really
a plot that we're missing.
Till the end.
Yeah.
There's a couple things that happen. So I want to talk about Naomi because Ben
So
said
good.
he did not like her, but I think she's fantastic.
It's not her specifically. I have a problem with very loud people sometimes. Like, not loud as in you're just volume, but like you have to make everybody hear what you think in that moment, no matter the situation. I guess it's probably more lack of situational awareness.
It might. Well, I mean, she's aware enough to not scream at the customers.
I loved all her facial expressions when she like had to channel rage into passivity, and then be like, hi,
That does
what
sound
can I
good.
get you today? I think I'll have the hot fudge sundae. And she's like, that does sound good.
I love when, she like walks out just before she goes on the floor. She like cracks her neck.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, here we go.
I don't know. It's just a little much for me.
I liked when she's talking to Bishop, the dishwasher, and he's like, I can give you some counseling someday. And she's like, you'd do that for me? He's like, yes, I would. She's like, I'd really like to do is wash the fucking dishes and shut the fuck up. Psychobabble bullshit asshole. Just starts screaming.
She does lose it quite a bit.
Uh,
Can we talk about Bishop counseling people like without a license as a dishwasher?
I mean, literally, like magical Negro is a trope in cinema, and of course they had to have it in this movie.
I understand that.
Usually it's the bartender who's like the wise sage.
Yeah.
But they made it the dishwasher because they needed the lesbian front and center.
It's just I get like talking to your friends or talking to your coworkers about things going on in your life, but like he's genuinely offering free counseling
Well, he was
for really deeply rooted problematic
he talked with
issues.
Calvin about his problem, which in the middle of it, Calvin stops him to do the Batwing to
show it
Radimus.
to
Look
Radimus.
at the Batwing, bitch. And then he like snaps right back into listening to, like you were saying,
Yeah.
right after exposing his junk. And then he counsels Dean as well about, where you're at in life. That's where he gives the origin of the penis showing game. Like morale in the restaurant was down. And there was like a vicious cycle. And then the penis showing game started, and then everybody started loosening up.
And he's encouraging Dean to
Find his own penis showing
find
game.
his own penis showing
We'll
game.
find out what that is.
We will.
I like McBride, but I would have preferred if that character weren't there and they just reused him somewhere else personally.
It's funny that every time somebody goes to talk to him, no matter what it's about, he always lights a cigarette.
Yeah.
He always has a fresh, unsmoked cigarette.
Also very relatable in the service industry.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yes.
chimneys.
Radimus and his girlfriend are trying to boink wherever they can. They try to go to the car, but they can't because the tow truck's back there. He talks her into doing it at the bathroom, and they're doing it in the bathroom. And that's when Calvin's trying to take a leak, and he hears voices. He's like, somebody there? And there is somebody there. So he's not going insane.
On that note, this is kind of the moment where I want to go back to Elena Ubik's character, Naomi.
Sure.
She's the only woman in the entire movie who's not a sexual object in her whole character. I feel like you have
They're scared of her.
well, but like she's at least has some impetus. She has a character. She's furious. She's angry all the time.
She does not like foreigners.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's how they passed the Ben Nels test is that she and not Serena, who's Amy talk about how much they hate foreigners for a few lines, and technically that is two named females talking about something other than a man. But I feel like, okay, so you have Amy, who is mainly in relation to Monty.
Dean.
No, yes. And then you have Serena, who's in a relationship with Monty on and off.
Yeah.
Was at least.
The bartender who's just sexualized as a lesbian. The other bartender who is
Well, she sexualizes the patrons as well.
Yes, but I mean, she's a sex object. And then you have the other bartender who's a sex object for Luis Guzman.
The hostess. Who's
You
a
have the
sex
host
object for
object.
everybody.
Yeah, and is like 17. That's why one of the reasons I was like, well, thank God for Elena Ubek's character, because at least she's like a character, not just an object.
Yeah.
Why do you think they didn't sexualize David Koechner?
He's just too hot. We all were doing it in our own minds.
Got dad bod. That was
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, and I don't disagree with you, but kind of like the flimsy character development of all of these people are called out by Mitch at the very end.
Yeah.
And he does it with surgical precision.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I know we will, but I just want to say, like, even though there is, surface level sexualization of a lot of people in this movie, the small amount of development that there is called out. It is on the nose.
Yeah. I think at this point, I did forget to mention one of the awkward Dan exchanges is after he offers him the assistant manager job, he just randomly blurts out, "How come we never hang out?"
I like that too, actually.
Yeah.
That's
Well, we
funny.
do at work.
So yeah, we always see each other at work, and it's like, yeah, but I was thinking, I was laying in bed last night. It's just popped in my head. Dean and I should be hanging out.
He's like, well, you probably have your own group of friends. He's like, you'd think so. You'd think that. I don't.
Yeah, you think I do, and I don't.
How did they get the like bad table of Deans, like the redneck, like bad tippers? How did they get their address? They paid in cash.
He had to give their address to get the gift certificates mailed to them.
That's the answer.
Yep.
And who wrote it down? Natasha.
Yeah, we'll get to that too. So now we get the dinner rush montage of everybody having to go through all their nonsense, everything.
Thank God too, because
It's
this
a
is
mess.
it's a good couple scenes of like, oh, there's actual plot happening, even though it's
Yeah.
not like related. It's not
Yeah.
like we're not going to talk about it, but it's stuff.
We get the fun segment of singing the happy birthday song to the kid who just is not having it
Yeah.
at all.
I need birthday singers.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And they sing the I think you're not allowed to sing actually happy birthday because it is a copyrighted song.
Who's gonna tell on you?
Well, in a movie.
Oh, in the movie. I thought you meant just in a restaurant.
Well, I think that too. You cannot sing it for commercial purposes at all. I think.
I did not
It's-
know that.
That's
You know,
why,
you-
because
the-
a lot of restaurants have their own birthday song.
Yeah, they all kind of have their own little twist on it.
Just like the one in Shenanigans. It's like this.
eat at Shenanigans, Mitch works here, or whatever he says.
But they're singing to this poor kid, and he's just like horrified the whole time. And then he starts crying at the end. They're like raising his hands, like flopping around. That was based on a true story.
I'm sure that's happened a lot.
Yeah, that the director dealt with the kid. They sang to the kid, and I guess it was about the same age. He wasn't like a little kid. He's like 7 or 8, and he just like freaks out and runs outside, and then he trips and falls and like busts his head open.
Yeah, if I had ever had to like sing to a kid, I'd probably be tempted to turn around. or
They
walk
wanted to
away.
put that in the movie where the kid like runs out and busts his
I
head,
have
but they had
so
to cut
many-
it down.
I have so many thoughts. I'll keep them to myself.
Okay.
Well, let's hear one of them.
No, thank you. We want to keep doing this show, right?
Yes, we do. We get to the end of the night.
One thing during the dinner montage rush that we haven't hit on yet.
Please.
They don't do anything to dissuade you from thinking that Monty is a pedophile. Because
Because
that,
his,
they
the
don't do
group of
anything-
high school girls.
They encourage you to
he
think
gets
that.
a table of high school girls that
Self-identified.
yeah, they say they're in high school. They say they're 16 or 17.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, 16. And he's like, oh, I would have thought you were 18 and 19.
They
Maybe
all
even
immediately
21.
start smoking
21.
cigarettes to look
Yeah, they're all
older.
smoking cigarettes too. It's like, I get the joke, but why is this a thing that the movie encourages?
It's horrible and it is nonstop. Homophobia and grooming are characters 1 and 2 in this movie.
Yeah.
Like when Luis Guzman is explaining the like homophobia game, he's like, you can't just show them your privates. You have to call them the F word.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's not funny. You got to humiliate them. Because this is like the era of like 90s gay panic, but just somehow made it an extra decade into 2005. But then you also have the line where I think it's again supposed to be funny or cool when Ryan Reynolds is talking to, is Natasha the host?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's talking to Natasha and she's like, by the way, this is like, let's just assume it's a Friday night. She's like, I turn 18 on Wednesday. And he's like, really? Only 5 days? Phew. I don't have much time left. And you're like,
Yeah.
I
I can tell you with 100%.
Why are we?
We were talking about this when we were watching it, my wife and I, like, you could not just could not make this movie today. You couldn't make a scene of this movie today.
Probably not.
I don't think that you should have back in 2005. Not like obviously you shouldn't have in 85. But I think that in 2005 it was a bit questionable.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that in my final recap. But like we were kind of past the point of gross out, cool dude, underage comedies by 2005, in my opinion. This was just behind the times. I think this should come out in like 98.
It's got a lot of questionable things in it that are a little behind the times for 2005.
Yeah.
I will agree with that. I'm not going to knock the movie for the year it was made in. Personally, I will knock the
Content.
content for not matching the time.
Going back to Nels' point, where at the end of the night, one thing that really stood out to me was every place I've worked at, and maybe we've just been empowered at the places I've worked at because they've been like a little bit like higher dining. But when they're like 3 minutes to go until we like close, and the couple walks in and she's like, hi, and he's like, are you still open? There is not a chance in hell that they would have been sat in a single one of the restaurants I've ever worked at unless they said the kitchen's closed, but you can get a drink.
Right.
Or maybe.
Would you do that?
What? No. Would I sit down? Absolutely. No. If it's like 30 minutes before closing, I'm already.
I feel bad about going to Chipotle like 30 minutes before they close, let alone like a sit down restaurant.
And that's before Hummel gave the mandate that they give 2 double scoops.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out that couple that came in there, kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
who is that couple?
Well, it turns out Dean is the last one closing up. Everybody else is getting ready to leave. So Dean gets the last table. It's funny when Natasha goes back and announces to the kitchen, and they're like, God, they should slamming stuff around.
Throws food in the air.
Yeah. They keep dropping the steak like, oh, I'm all thumbs today.
How clumsy of me.
But the table turns out to be Dean's old high school classmate, Chet.
The engineer?
The electrical engineer. This guy sucks so He does.
hard.
He also looks like he's 35.
That's exactly what we said too. We're like, this guy looks like
He's 22.
He looks like he's my age.
Yeah. This is the douchiest guy.
Well cast.
At first,
Well
and I'd
cast.
forgotten. I'd forgotten. I thought he came in just by chance, but he says like, "Oh, your mom mentioned that you worked here," so he comes in here on purpose to rub it in the face that he has a degree.
Well,
Also, sign it. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, remember when I met both of you for the first time and I was like, hey, I'm Ben. I went to college and graduated with a bachelor's degree in this.
Yeah.
And you were like, that's a weird way to introduce yourself.
Well, it was.
And I said, you shut up because I make $48,000 a year and I'm looking at houses.
I'm saying it
now.
was weird. You started showing me realtor.com on your phone, and I was like, hey man, I thought we were like just like trying to be friends at this brewery. And you're like, no, we're like house hunting. We're trying to start a family. And I was like,
I'm
I
an
don't know what's going
I'm an
on.
electrical engineer. I'm looking at houses. I make $48,000 a year.
What a sign of the times.
But also, why would you ever say that?
Well, I think because they were high school classmates. They knew each other. Hold on. I don't think they were friends because they didn't keep in touch or anything, but I think they were like maybe academic rivals.
They were in all the same AP
A little
classes.
bit, yeah.
His mom says that. You were in
Who
all the
cares?
same advanced classes together, right?
I'm going to tell you right now, I run into someone from my high school that I had English with. I'm not telling them how much money I make.
Well, because you're not a douche like Chet. That's the point.
They wrote this guy to be the worst guy you went to high school with.
Yeah. And oh man, they're like kind of catching up a little bit. And Chet's like, well, can I get some iced tea? Like cuts Dean off in the middle of, I was like, yeah, let me fill it up for you. And then they finish up and Chet leaves him $100 tip on the $30 bill.
I thought it was $100 total.
It's $100.
It was, yeah. He gave him $100, so a $70 tip. And in a lot of ways, that's even worse than the redneck guy. It's kind of a callback to
Here's the thing.
that part.
If you drink tea at closing of a restaurant, you're the worst person in the world. Secondly,
That's okay. Good.
it's close. It's close to the worst person in the world. Only outdone by what he does next.
Only if they have to rebrew the tea.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a bottle of Lipton.
Well, maybe
It's not a bottle of
they probably
Snapple.
put a little in a pitcher towards the end of the night in case people come in and then you're just out of tea. After
It just
that.
feels like another thing that he did not care to think about.
This
he
just
sucks.
Ben thinks that Monty's a better person than this guy.
Well, I didn't say that.
Well, he said the worst.
We don't know that
I
Chet.
said one of them.
We don't know that Chet isn't a pedophile.
And I said one.
Hey.
And I said the worst person you went to high school with.
Well, I went to high school with Chet and Monty.
There you go.
Well, then
Ryan Reynolds.
you get to pick.
He just keeps on emailing me and texting me about Mint Mobile. He won't shut the hell up.
Oh, that was going to be a very different joke from me.
Dean tries to gets Chet before he goes out the door and says, hey, you left me like $100. You want your change? And it's like, no, that's your tip. I think you need it more than I do, which is a callback to the same thing that Dean said to the redneck guy.
Would you rather have the redneck situation happen to you or the Chet situation happen to you?
Well, I'd rather have the more money.
Yeah.
But
Okay, but I'm not talking about for the actual amount of
The
money. I'm talking
actual-
about the respect or the dignity.
the redneck guy.
I would too.
Yeah. You can see it in Dean's face.
Chet is such a prick.
Yeah.
He's
Where
a
is
total
that?
biatch.
Where
Do it.
where is that guy right now?
I don't know. I hope he got fired from his job.
I hope so too.
He's
Probably not. He's
currently-
probably in the
He's
cabinet.
Secretary of
Yeah,
Energy.
something right
Oh
now.
no, that's Monty. There's a new position open now.
He's Secretary of Education.
Well, nope. That is Nels' good buddy, Linda McMahon.
Oh boy. Anyway, this is
Trump sucks.
this, and then also there was a scene earlier where Dean had a table of like 8 guys, and he's taking the orders, and he's not writing it down because he just knows it. And this impressed
the
one of the
steak,
guys at the
yeah,
table a
yeah.
ton. And he's like, I'm gonna steal you away from my company. I'm very impressed by you, Dean. And he's like being sincere. Like the guy was like legitimately like, you're very good. I'm very impressed by what you're doing.
And every time Dean walked over to their table, they were talking about like logistics and how their company can make more money. And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, we got to like be more efficient in the following ways.
Like Dean here. And he gives Dean his business card, and Dean kind of thinks this is a real opportunity. It turns out that the guy owns a steakhouse. So he just would want Dean to
Yeah.
continue being a
But
waiter.
look
for
how
him.
professional they all looked. I mean, they looked like they owned legit restaurants, not like a Shenanigans.
No, I mean, if he wanted to be a career waiter, that probably would have been the way to go.
Some people do really well doing that.
But
I'd learn a lot, yeah.
between that and the Chet thing, Dean has come to the conclusion that he doesn't want to do this anymore. And
This
he
is my favorite scene of the movie.
goes up to Dan and turns down the assistant manager job. Dan, being the immature douche that he is, loses his shit. And he's like, you're turning down a golden opportunity right here. And
it's played so well by
not only does he turn down
was gonna
the
say,
job, he quits.
Yes.
Dean quits. And then Dan's like, well, you can't quit. You're fired. I fired you right now. And then Dean's like, no, I quit. No, you didn't quit. I fired you. That's what happened here.
This comes my favorite line where he's like, thanks for being so professional. He goes,
Yeah.
I was very professional. You're fired.
Yeah,
It's very like Michael Scott.
Yeah,
it is.
I just love that line. I was very professional. You're fired.
So we move forward to the nightly after party that this crew has.
So quick note on that too.
Yeah.
Very relatable yet again to me. This is one of the things that I will call out because mainly that one like sushi fusion place, we'd close it sometimes like 12 or 1 because it kind of turned into like somewhat of a club after hours at times, which
Yeah.
sounds very interesting, but it was a pretty weird kind of cool vibe. And I would often, because we were right next to like the FedEx Forum and Beale Street and all, I would close at like 12:01, which means you're getting off at like 1, sometimes even almost 2.
Yeah.
I would just like wander over to Beale Street to like party with some friends who were over there because they were finishing their shifts at different places.
Mm-hmm.
This is while Jess was a manager at a coffee shop and she was opening downtown. And we lived like 5 minutes from downtown. So she would have to be there at like 5 something, which means she'd be like leaving the house at like 5-ish. And if I'm like having drinks at like 2 something, I always used to love the idea of like, I would stumble home, like catch a ride home, walk home, bike home, catch the bus home. And I'd be pretty drunk and like desperately trying to like not make noise as I got inside. And we lived in like the back house of a nice house. So like basically a converted garage. And I'd like just try to sleep on the couch downstairs while she's upstairs. Cause I'm like, she has to leave in 2 hours. There's no way I'm going to wake her up. But then we got a bird like halfway through us living there together.
As you do.
It was a John Day Conyer. I miss it dearly, but
John Daly? What?
yes, it was John Daly in a birdhouse, and we fed him whiskey and cigarettes.
And he's still alive somehow.
Yeah. No, but like I would have to tiptoe inside at like, this is legitimately 3 something sometimes. And like barely try to like yank the sheet off. You know, you put like a sheet over a bird's like enclosure.
I've never owned a bird.
You've never, okay. Well, you put a sheet over often if they're sleeping in a different room so that they like truly think it's night. If you're like at different times, and like Jess would know I'm getting home at like 3 something or 1 something or 2 something, but often like 3. And I knew she had to be out of the house in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I'd be like tiptoeing in, barely trying to like yank the sheet off so that the bird would like see me and not freak out and start screaming and flapping around. And I would just like fall asleep on the couch, like half drunk, while like the bird's like hopping around my face and like chest on the couch. And then I'd wake up and Jess would be like, oh, by the way, I left you like a coffee. I put Pip, the name of our bird, up, and please go to bed. And I'm like, sounds good. The ship's in the night.
Before we get to the after party, there's a scene where they're all talking about their night and how much money they made. And then the girls ask, why do they play this stupid penis showing game?
It's a fair question.
That's me snapping, like giving snaps. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
What does giving snaps mean?
I don't know. 2 snaps up.
You don't know that?
Is that a young people thing?
No, it's more of like a theater or like a way of like applause. But like if you're in a small,
like you're at a
enclosed
poetry
theater,
slam.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I got you.
And
Sorry.
This is when Naomi does her own version of
Mitch.
the COD game.
She does.
And that is unkempt.
Quick trivia on that if y'all didn't read it.
She just lets it fly, doesn't she? Are we surprised that she is not groomed?
No,
Naomi?
I didn't have an opinion.
So
that she can do whatever she wants, but I'm not surprised that she's just like, I don't give a flying
That was Elena Eubanks' decision.
Was that real?
No.
Oh, okay.
It originally McKittrick asked each of the female like actors, what are you willing to do in terms of full frontal? And every one of them said like, absolutely not. Anna Faris is like, I already did it on Scary Movie 3 or something like that. Like, I'm not doing it again.
Right.
All of them said no. Elena Eubanks said, I don't personally want to, but if my character does, then I have a lot of notes. I want it to be disgusting. I want there to be like paper clips and
there's
gum.
like bits of hair or bits of paper in there somehow.
So they ended up filming it like at a strip club down the street from the restaurant that they filmed it at, in a closed door situation where they had a giant merkin put on a woman, and they like put all that shit in the merkin. And she apparently really wanted to be like involved in that scene and like help look at it and direct it.
Yeah.
And they didn't let her. It was only like 3 people in the room. But Elena Eubank, that was like her direction.
Very interesting.
Look at it. Look at it.
It's so angry.
It's so angry.
This is the reason why.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we get to the final scene, the after party of the evening back at Mitch and Dean's place. This is where Dean has revealed he's quit to Monty. Monty is supportive of it. Monty's actually maybe a good friend in the end.
Maybe.
To Dean.
There you go. It is
to Dean.
His friendship is probably conditional.
I don't know.
It is
Maybe.
conditioned on the fact that Dean is over 18 and a dude.
Yeah, there's that.
It'll be interesting because Dean has quit and they're not going to be working together anymore. I guess they're still roommates, but you form, especially in these kind of retail or restaurant jobs, you form these friendships with people. And then when one of you leaves, you just like never talk to these people ever again.
I think it's true with a lot of jobs.
But probably a lot of jobs, yes.
Yeah.
But so it'd be interesting if, they made a sequel. So we can.
Only 2 characters were in the sequel. I think.
We would probably need to talk about the sequel that much.
No,
but
I wouldn't.
At all.
I wouldn't.
it would
talk
be
about
interesting
it
to
at
see if Dean and Monty stayed friends.
That's
I'd
not
hope
in-
that
it's
they
not in the
couldn't
sequel.
because
No,
Dean
it's
didn't
not.
want to be pen pals with a
all.
inmate.
Convicted felon.
You were right to me, right? No, we're done.
No, I'm not
No,
even coming.
dog.
Well,
Not coming to your sentencing. either.
so we do get Monty and Natasha go back to the room, start making out.
that's the child for those of you that,
That
have
is
forgotten.
correct. As a 17-year-old girl, Monty puts the brakes on, says, let's wait the week or whatever, which is, look, it's still bad. It's very, very
Yep.
bad.
Yep.
And I guess this is some sort of character growth for him to put the brakes on it.
The bar is so low for him.
I don't know if it's character growth so much as it is like, hey, you're an inchworm and you're like happening to like shift an inch on the ground. So like technically your back raised up like half centimeter to do so.
It's like rolling over the bar.
Let me ask you this.
Please don't.
Have you guys ever?
No. Who's worse, Monty or Nick Marshall?
Monty, because he's a criminal.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Marshall sucks, but it's obviously Monty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick Marshall is from What Women Want. Revisit that episode.
Who still sucks quite a bit.
Yeah.
He's really awful. But
You know what's crazy is
What's
I
that?
don't know if that does pass the Ben Nels test, and I think this movie technically does.
Ooh.
Isn't that bad?
We're gonna have to write the rules for this.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And even worse, the high school girls from the restaurant that were at Monty's
Yes,
table are at the party.
They're at the party.
so like, Monty had to have invited them, right?
And somebody, another adult who appears to be older than Monty, begins hitting on them.
Yeah, Calvin tries to
Yes.
hit him unsuccessfully because he's still just as, even with a high school girl,
He actually
cannot have any type of confidence whatsoever.
Hey, broken
starts
clock's
pissing
right
himself.
twice a day.
Yeah.
He starts pissing himself sitting on the couch.
One of the craziest things is when he's talking to Serena outside, Anna Faris's character, she's like, why don't you go in and pick up one of those high school girls? She just says it like so nonchalantly. Like everybody is just cool with this being a thing.
What
That's right. I think
a
that
weird time.
this is so weird for 2005. This would have worked in like the 80s more.
For the time,
Wild.
yes.
Wild.
Then we get finally the running gag throughout the entire movie is Mitch has not been able to get a word in at all. Anytime he talks, he gets cut off by somebody.
Go ahead, ask me a
whoever is-
question.
Hey, Colin, how was your day today?
Well, it's
I don't really think it matters how your day was in the end. We all have our days good and bad.
I'm
so.
really glad that we acted that out. I don't think anybody would have understood.
No. And it's Bishop who finally asks him, hey, how was your day? And Mitch kind of looks around like, oh my God, somebody's asking him to let me talk. And I think it's Calvin cuts him off and starts talking about his day. And Mitch has had it.
Wouldn't you?
Also, Calvin, the weakest one, the only one that he possibly could like talk over.
Yeah, gets cut off on. Asks for the music to get shut down and just screams, just shut the music down. What's wrong with you people? And then he goes off on everybody. He goes off on Calvin for being weak-willed. He goes off on Dean for
Well, I don't know what I want to do with my life.
being whiny, not knowing what to do. And then he goes off on Monty for all of
Why
his stuff.
aren't you in jail?
Finally, he gets called out on it.
It's like, what are you, like 12?
She's almost 18. Fuck this.
And then he's about to leave.
Well, he
Yelled at Naomi too, right?
he did. He yelled at. Well, I don't think he actually yelled at Naomi. But the funny thing, the one that I found funny.
He's like,
he yells at Amy, and he's like, "You're hot. Stop being such a whiner."
oh no, he said to Naomi, he's like, just change your fucking tampon.
And have another drink,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
crazy bitch. Yeah.
I thought the one with Amy was really funny. It was
Yeah.
just like, "You're hot. You have no problems." It's
Yeah.
like, well, that's not how the world works. Hot people have problems.
And he's about to leave, and he turns around and he says, and then there's you. And he points to Floyd, Dane Cook's character, all the way in the back.
This is the best.
Yeah. Everybody.
And Dane Cook has not interacted with Mitch, but at all, like most of the day.
Yeah.
And to Dane Cook's credit, obviously he's aged like milk, but much like this movie. But I love his reaction to this when he just like kind of like looks around, still chuckling and smiling. He's
Yeah.
like,
wait,
Mitch is like,
me?
you.
And he's
You're
in
the
the
worst one of
very
everybody.
back corner. He looks over his shoulder.
He's like, me?
Everybody,
What did I do to you, man?
everybody turns to look at Floyd, and this is when Mitch takes the opportunity to do the goat. Drops it, tucks it, bends over, and everybody's like, oh, the goat.
The gonads of all time.
Mitch calls them all the F word and starts walking out the door. And that's when he has gained everybody's respect. Monty goes out and chases him, says, no, I misunderstood.
I don't remember exactly what he says.
Yeah, something like that.
Something to that effect.
He basically says, you're the new Dean, because Dean is.
I think he does say that.
Yeah.
He's like, "You're the new Dean," because Dean has quit.
Yeah.
So now
I underestimated you. That's
From
the word
here
I was
on out,
thinking
Mitch
of.
is a made man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the end of the movie. We do get a fun mid-credits scene while the credits are rolling. Dan had been wanting to go to this after party, and he's also been hitting on Natasha all night. Good God. And Natasha gives him, she's like, well, I'll find the address. So she gives him an address. He says, I need to go home and change. I don't know if you noticed this.
He changed into a Shenaniganz t-shirt.
Yes, the lamest shit. Did you see that?
No.
He's wearing a Shenaniganz t-shirt.
Not only
that's
that,
a really good
but
detail.
it's tucked in. And he buys like a 4-pack of wine coolers.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'll pick up a 6-pack or something.
Yeah.
It's like,
Do you think that they just watched
Bay.
old episodes of To Catch a Predator and were like, all right, David Koechner, like you're
it's not old.
trying to,
Yeah.
It's not old in 2005.
Yeah.
But
That's fair,
the
that's fair.
Shenanigans shirt was such a good attention to detail.
really
That
was.
is such a like lame manager trying to hang out with people thing. Like
Yeah.
I'm still representing the company, but I'm cool. I'm relaxed now.
It gave off Steve Buscemi. Hello, fellow kids.
Yes.
The skateboard.
But the door he knocks on is not the party. It is the angry redneck because Natasha had taken his address earlier. He answers the door in like his tidy white.
Doesn't he ask? He's like, does Natasha
Still
live
wearing a
here?
hat, by the way. He's still wearing his redneck hat.
You also see what was hanging behind him?
Was there a Confederate flag?
It was a Confederate flag.
Probably. He's like, what are you doing here? You got my gift certificates?
Yeah. It's like, you bring him a gift certificate.
And Dan's just at a loss for words. So
Is Natasha here?
so that is 2005's Waiting.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Do we need a 5-minute break before we talk about anything else?
Oh, we can take a quick break and then
I feel like after that many F slurs and R
we
slurs.
we need to take a shower and then we'll come back and
Yeah.
finish
So
up
we're
our
gonna
thoughts.
play the scene of Monty hitting on high schoolers while we're taking a break.
Yeah, if there's
We're gonna put in 45 minutes of material.
of a 90-minute movie.
We're gonna go ahead and just play the movie on this break. So bear
Yeah,
with us.
just please don't sue us. We'll be back in a minute.
All right, I feel better after my shower.
Were you in there too?
Well, we're trying to save water, be environmentally conscious.
I was watching.
It was a big shower, but I
But-
didn't see anybody else in there.
I was hoping it would be hot, so I think a steam room a little bit. But y'all in your
Oh.
cold showers a little interesting. to
Oh,
me.
it was hot.
So let's see what everybody else thought about Waiting, and then we'll give our final thoughts. here.
Clearly, they thought the pedophilia was weird, right?
Well, the humor was seen as crude, vulgar, one-noted, a lot of comparisons to Clerks, things like Dazed and Confused, those kind of movies.
Also a pedophile in that movie.
Indeed. The critics didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like it, except for people in the restaurant industry. They felt a lot of it hit spot on. I did too. I didn't have a penis showing game during my time at a restaurant, but a lot of it as far as like the customers you're dealing with, the manager type people, everybody hitting on the hostess.
Hopefully your hostess was of age.
Yes, they were. But, and just in general, in the inter-restaurant romances as well. So a lot of that was spot on. Not surprising since, the director was working in a restaurant and wrote it based on his very explicit experiences. So what did we think? Let's give this a rating. 1 out of 5 bat wings.
Bat wings.
1 to 5 bat wings. You want me to start? Or
Go
you want
for
to
it.
Okay. Wow, this movie did not age well. I remember seeing this movie in 2005 when I was 18 and thinking it was hilarious. I remember seeing it many times after that, thinking it was hilarious. Watching it now in 2026, I don't find it that hilarious. Like, there are parts that I laughed at for sure. I think some of the writing is really well done. I love David Koechner's character other than him hitting on Natasha. I really like Anna Faris. I like the actress that plays Amy a lot. I really like their characters. The interactions within, like you were saying, within the restaurant with the customers, I like because they're true. In every walk of life, you're going to deal with people like that. And it's just funny to watch them deal with those different situations. I will say, like, the use of the F slur, the use of the R word.
Yeah, they say the R word like a lot, like a dozen times at least.
It's jarring now in 2026. And I know that I have to look at it through the lens of the time it was made, and I do. I don't think it should be scrubbed from the earth. I don't think people should not enjoy it. If that's something you find funny, good on you, man. The thing that kills it for me is the pedophilia.
Yeah.
And I understand that we're led by an administration of pedophiles now. So half the country's like cool with it and probably would hit on Natasha as well because they support it.
She's too old.
I personally don't. It creeped me out. It grossed me out. And quite honestly, because of the pedophilia, it brings the rating way down for me. I'm giving it a 0.75 out of 5.
What?
I've already forgotten. Batwings.
Batwings.
0.75.
How do you give up? What's a
Batwings
0.75 of a bat wing?
Well, you cut off a quarter of the wing.
Okay.
You clip the wing so it can't fly.
Oh, God.
I agree. Unsurprisingly, I think that my review is going to be pretty similar. I think it was very heavy-handed, pretty singular. I can get over some language. I think I like a lot of 70s and 80s movies. And there is a lot of language that has not aged well. I can get over certain themes. The problem is that it is just nonstop in this movie, in that it is a character. It's a prevalent plot point in this movie. By 2005, I mentioned earlier, I thought we were kind of over the gross out, cool guy comedies like American Pie and Van Wilder. I really thought that this movie seemed like it was 10 years too late. Not that it would have aged any better 10 years earlier, but I think that us looking back on it, it would have been more like understandable coming out back then, even though it would still be wrong. I compare it with something like Superbad, which came out under 2 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And they used the R word. They used the F word a few times. But Superbad had pretty good characters and character development.
And an actual story.
And an actual plot. And obviously it's not a service industry driven plot, but it's still like a kind of teenage, like find yourself comedy, young person movie. And it is just light years away. It feels like it's decades after this. And that still feels decades ago. I don't know. It's just out of place. It's the characters are unlikable. And in a lot of movies that we cover and TV shows I like, for example, like It's Always Sunny, they're terrible, terrible, terrible people, but they constantly have comeuppances. And that's what makes it funny. You're not rooting for those people and they suck, but they get like shit on by society, by the actions that they do, the consequences of their actions. This never has that. The only people who really get shit on seemingly are the customers and the manager. And the manager isn't even because he's like a bad person and like a pedo. It's because he's just like awkward. I don't know. I just don't think that the characters are cool. I don't think the tone is fun. I didn't have a good time watching it. I would say if you haven't seen this ever before, then maybe it's worth firing up, not to laugh at as like the jokes in the movie, but a sociological timepiece. If you have seen this before, the memory is much better than the movie. I would not recommend you fire this up. I'm giving it a 1 out of 5 bat wings.
You're really proud of this.
Oh, I like the bat wings. Yes. Mostly on the same wavelength as you guys. If the Natasha factor had been just Dan, where she is kind of stringing him along just to, screw him over in the end, I think that would have been fine. But the constant thread of it and her and Monty's relationship is rough to watch. If you've been in the restaurant industry, I think this hits a lot better than if you haven't. If you haven't seen this and you have been in the restaurant industry, I do recommend watching it because there are a lot of things where you'll be like, yes, I get it. And that's funny. I love Naomi. I think she's great. She's my spirit animal.
Love Naomi.
I'm perpetually enraged like she is. So I get
calmest, perpetually enraged person I've ever met.
Well, you just wait.
Maybe we do Lake Placid next week.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I love Lake Placid.
I related to the Dean character when this came out. I said a lot. So it would be a lot higher if it wasn't for the Natasha factor for me. But I will still give it, because I do think a lot of it is funny, a 3 out of 5 bat wings.
All
We're
right.
all over the place.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that was 2005's Waiting. We don't really have anything else to end it on. do
I
we?
like you, Nels.
I like it too, Colin.
I like you too, Nels.
We're slipping slowly into senility. Keep an eye on our socials, HStiff Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Send us an email, hstiffpodcast@gmail.com. And
Keep an eye out for hints
Yep.
for our next movie.
we drop
See if
any
you can
hints.
guess it.
And if your guess is better than what we were actually going to do, we might pivot.
We might pivot. I
Yeah.
mean, we're not going to, but because my movie's next and I'm not changing.
Okay.
All right. Well,
That's fine.
Spoiler alert.
Fine.
That didn't spoil anything.
We know what you like.
Yes.
We're doing
We know what you're
the
about.
live action adaptation of Dragon Ball Z, picked by Ben.
We're doing Still Waiting, the sequel.
No. All right, kids. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.